Morena kia tātou katoa i tēnei ata. Ko te manako ia I ora kai ana koutou. Kai konei a hau atu I te whanganui a tara ki taku kari I te ata nei. Kai te tino mātau ki wahora I heke mai ana te ua. Engari kai konei mātau kua hoki ora kai mai ki roto I te whare. Ki roto I te whare neri. Nō reira, kua roa nei te wā, kare anoa hau kua whai wāhi ki te kōrero tahi ki Wainganui a koutou. So yeah, ko te manako ia I hāneania, I whakatā, I haumaru o koutou, rangi mo te wiki rānei o Matariki, Matariki māpuanga I tēnei tau. Nō reira, ai. Morning everyone, we're back in Parliament since being suspended, and we haven't had a chance to have a bit of a catch up and talk about some of the things that Morena, just write if you want where you're watching from this morning in the life. So yeah, there's heaps to catch up on. During my suspension, I had 7 days. I was able to go to many different kaupapa throughout Hauraki Waikato. We went to Whaingaroata Tautoko, the No Seabed Mining and World Ocean Day, led out by Angeline, who's an OG of out there, the Ricard whānau. And we were able to attend the regional Tainui Waka Kapahaka competition. Morena, watching from Sydney, from Rotorua, tēnā koutou, morena. We were able to attend different submission workshops, and on that note, I just want to say a huge big mahi out to everyone who did a submission. There were 131,000 submissions for the regulatory standard bill. So again, that's another record for engaging in the system. And I know that doing submissions is actually really hoha and it can be very time consuming, but that 1 minute, 5 minutes that it took you to do that submission definitely helps us in here to execute our mahi. And it may not seem like much, but when we actually engage in the systems that were built for us to not have a voice in, we completely change the trajectory on that. So the fact that the parliamentary website could not handle all of our submissions and it kept crashing, like it crashed at least more than 5 times, literally shows how we are. Like, we just have to remember that all systems are actually made up. It's all made up and it's man-made, and we can remake it when we engage in it, and when we, the kai karere in here, Te Pāti Māori, let you know how to engage in it and make it easier for whānau to access this information, because a lot of the time it is hard for a reason, so we're kept outside of making those decisions. So just want to give a huge mahi out to everyone across the board who did a submission for the Regulatory Standards Bill. Last week we had Scrutiny Week. So Scrutiny Week is when we brief ministers and scrutinise ministers on the budget. So the budget in different areas, and my responsibility is the Māori Affairs Select Committee. So in the Māori Affairs Select Committee, there were a few articles that were done by I think it was Whakaata Māori and New Zealand Herald around me, Steve Abel and Ginny Anderson, so us, so me, Te Pāti Māori, Greens and Labour, questioning Minister Paul Goldsmith, who was in charge of treaty negotiations. If you look in some of those articles, you'll see the real tense conversations that we had around treaty settlements from Apanui, Te Whānau Apanui, all the way to Te Tai Tokero. I won't go into detail about it, but yeah, we were asking some pretty detailed, significant questions that I don't think the Minister was confident enough in, yeah, executing. Hello? I'm just doing a live, but you can come in if you want. Oh, Uncle! And Uncle's here. Me atu ki te whānau. I'm just doing a morning live. This is Te Tai Tokiro's finest over here.
Tātou katoa,
How cool is that?
Tukuna koutou kia mahi ko mai. Tēnā koutou.
Tēnā koutou.
Love for our kōtiro.
We'll catch up, yeah. Ka kite. Oh, cool. Yeah, so cool. That was just fun. Penny, Henare, and his awesome youth MP, Rangatahi Youth MP. Which brings me to my next kaupapa. What is coming up is the Rangatahi Wānanga. So the Rangatahi Wānanga and the Youth MP Wānanga is going to be hosted here down in Wellington. Te Pāti Māori Rangatahi Wānanga starts, when does it start? It starts on Friday. It starts on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we're bringing about 5 rangatahi from each different rohe. So Te Tai Tokiro, Tāmaki Makaurau, Hauraki Waikato, Waiariki, Te Tai Haiwauru, Ikaroa Rāwhiti, and Te Tai Tonga. 5 rangatahi from each rohe, and we're really excited to have them. And then next Tuesday and Wednesday there is the big Parliament Youth MP, which runs for 2 days. So every single parliamentarian in here picks one youth MP, and they debate. They do general debates, questions, select committees as if they were an actual MP. But I am just about to go back into the house to debate a kaupapa. Actually, a good kaupapa that we are supporting, Te Pāti Māori is supporting the rates rebate. The minister in charge is Casey Costello. Now, obviously there's things that we really don't agree with as parties, but there are some, once in a blue moon, there are bills that people agree with across the board, and this is one that we agree with. Rates rebate essentially puts money back into the back pockets of our kaumātua, our elderly, and in terms of the pension and stuff like that. So we are supporting this bill, and I'm about to go into the house to give our kōrero and support that kaupapa today. So yeah, that's it from me. That's all the updates that I have from here in my tari in Poneke, and ko te mana ko ia, kua pai katoa tō koutou matariki I tēnei wā. And yeah, kia whai tira. Ka kite.